Tutanekai. Hinemoa was a puhi, a young woman of extraordinary beauty. Her admirers were many, and she lived on the shores of Lake Rotorua at a place called Ofata. Now one day her parents decided it was time for her to be wed, and many chiefs from far and wide were invited to the hui for the purpose of choosing Hinemoa a husband. In fact, the hui was held right here in Ohinemutu. And that's when Hinemoa noticed this strong, handsome guy called Tutanekai. And once their eyes met, well, that was it. Love at first sight. Unfortunately for Tutanekai, Hinemoa's father did not consider that Tutanekai was worthy of his daughter. But when did that stop two lovers?
Hinemoa, ara mai ki au ki te mautero mo koe ata pōnei, i te wā e moi katoa no tō iwi. Ka whakitio mai tētahi o ngā waka a tō matua.
Engari me pehe au e kite i te huarahi, i te mea i te kauri tonu.
A tau pō, kua hoa ta marama. Ka noho au i taku ona, me te whakatangi i taku puturino. Mā tēnei, he arataki mai a koe ki a hau. Ka hoki au.
And so Tutanekai returned to Mokoia, while Hinemoa went back with her parents to Ofata. This is Hinemoa's rock. The very rock that Hinemoa sat and listened to the beautiful sounds of Tutanekai playing his flute. True to his word, that evening, Tutanekai sat by the edge of Mokoia and played his flute like never before. He put all his feeling for Hinemoa into the music that drifted across the still water. Hearing the music of her beloved Tutanekai, Hinemoa slipped quickly down to the beach to launch one of her father's canoes. But her father had seen those shared looks between Hinemoa and Tutanekai, and suspecting his headstrong daughter may go to him, he had all the canoes pulled up from the beach. There was nothing for it. She was going to have to swim. With 6 gourds tied around for flotation, Hinemoa slid into the dark waters of Lake Rotorua and headed for Mokoia Island. Many hours later on Mokoia, Tutanekai came to the sad conclusion that Hinemoa was not coming. He packed up his flute and went home, leaving Hinemoa with no music to guide her. Fortunately, the moon was full that night, and after resting a short while, she continued on her way. It only takes 10 minutes with an outboard motor. When Hinemoa finally arrived at the island, she was cold and she was exhausted. But she knew exactly where to come, and that was to here, Waikimi here, the thermal pool where she warmed herself up. Kapai. While Hinemoa was wondering what next, Tutanekai's manservant appeared at the lakeside with a calabash to fetch water. Hinemoa thrust her arm through the foliage, and in a gruff voice she said, "Give me the calabash." The astonished servant did as he was told. Hinemoa immediately threw the calabash on the ground and smashed it. When Tutanekai sent his servant back with another calabash, the same thing happened again. Well, a furious Tutanekai came storming down to see who could be so bold.
Hinemoa,
There in the moonlight, pale like the kotuku, stood his beloved Hinemoa. Wrapping his cloak around her shoulders, he took her back to his whare. Next morning, Tutanakai's servant was very surprised to see not one, but 2 pair of feet sticking out from under his master's cloak. As for Hinemoa's father, well, he got over it. In fact, because of Hinemoa's courage, he gave them his blessing, and Tutanakai proved himself to be a worthy husband for his daughter. Now, what do you think?